Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to NFBism, a place where we explore personality, emotions, and the journey toward a happier, more meaningful life. Today, I want to talk about something we all experience but rarely know how to navigate grief. Maybe you have lost someone you love. Maybe you have watched a friendship quietly fade away. Maybe a relationship ended, a dream fell apart, or life simply didn't turn out the way you hoped. If your heart feels heavy today, I want you to know this. You are not alone. Let's spend the next few minutes together, not trying to erase grief, but learning how to carry it with a little more hope. What is grief? Most people think grief only happens when someone dies, but grief is much bigger than that. We grieve the future we imagined. We grieve people who are still alive but no longer part of our lives. We grieve lost some opportunities, broken dreams, and even older versions of ourselves. Grief is the emotional response to losing someone or something that matters deeply. The deeper the love, the deeper the grief. Can we control grief? The simple answer is no. And perhaps that's one of the hardest truths to accept. We can control our schedule. We can control our words. Sometimes we can even control our thoughts. But grief doesn't work like that. Grief arrives when it wants. A familiar song, an old photograph, a certain smell, a birthday, a place you used to visit together. Suddenly, your heart remembers. Instead of trying to control your grief, what if we learned to understand it? Because healing is not about making grief disappear. It's about learning to live fully even while carrying it. Imagine your life as a beautiful book. Every person you love writes a chapter. Some stay until the final page, others leave halfway through. But every chapter changes the story forever. When someone leaves your life, your heart doesn't instantly understand that the story has changed. It keeps turning the page, expecting them to appear again. That's why grief can feel confusing. One day you feel okay, the next day a simple memory brings tears. Healing is not a straight line. It's more like the ocean. Some days the waves are gentle, the other days they crash against the shore. Both are normal. So what are the 5 gentle ways to heal? Allow yourself to feel. Many people think being strong means never crying. But real strength is allowing yourself to be honest. Cry if you need to. Sit quietly. Write your thoughts in a journal. Your emotions are asking to be heard, not hidden. One of the biggest traps of grief is searching for answers that may never come. Why did this happen? Why couldn't I stop? One of the biggest traps of grief is searching for answers that may never come. Why did this happen? Why couldn't I stop it? Why wasn't I enough? Sometimes there are answers. Sometimes there are not. Healing begins when stop fighting reality and start accepting where we are today. Acceptance doesn't mean you approve of what happened. It means you are choosing to move forward despite it. Grief often tells us to isolate ourselves. It whispers. Nobody understands, but healing grows through connection. Call a friend, spend time with family, take a walk where other people are. You don't even have to talk much. Sometimes simply being around others reminds us that life continues. When we lose someone, our minds focus on what's missing. But love never truly disappears. Instead of asking, "What have I lost?" try asking, "What did they give me that I can carry forward?" Maybe they taught you kindness, maybe courage, maybe laughter, maybe forgiveness. Those gifts are still yours. We live in a world that wants quick healing, but hearts don't work on deadlines. Some wounds take months, others take years. Don't compare your healing to someone else's. You are not behind. You are simply healing at your own pace. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack up a mountain. At first, every step feels impossible. You wonder if you will ever reach the top. But as days pass, the backpack doesn't become lighter. You become stronger. Grief is like that. One day, you will smile again. You will laugh again. You will enjoy life again. Not because you have forgotten, but because you have learned that love and sadness can exist together. Whether you are outgoing or quiet, logical or emotional, a planner or a dreamer, grief visits every personality. Some cry openly, some stay silent, some keep themselves busy, some search for deeper meaning. There are no perfect way to grieve, only your way. Be patient with yourself. If you are listening today with tears in your eyes, I want you to hear these words. You survived every difficult day that brought you to this moment. That doesn't erase your pain, but it reminds you of your strength. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. Healing means remembering with more love than pain. It means allowing yourself to dream again, to love again, to trust again, to live again. And your story is not over. This chapter may be painful, but it is not the final page. Thank you for spending these moments with me. If this episode brought you even a little comfort, consider sharing it with someone who may need these words today. And remember, be kind to your heart, be patient with your healing, and never lose hope. Because even after the longest night, the sun always rises. Until next time, this is ENFPism. Take care of your heart, and I will see you in the next episode.